Hi, I'm Pete Seligman. Welcome to the next season of our podcast, Measure Up with SRO Technology. In this season, we'll delve further into the world of measurement, and I'll introduce you to the rest of the management team here at SRO. We're really passionate about industrial measurement, and we service customers across the food and beverage all the way to the mining and resources sector. Let's get stuck into this next season. Today I had the opportunity to catch up with Eugene Greco. He's the service manager of our static weighing or industrial weighing division. He's Adelaide born and bred and has really done a great job over the last 12 to 18 months building up our Adelaide operation, not only for his division, but also for our capability across SRO. When we sat down, we talked about all of the different ways in which the static team helps to enhance the operation of our customers, and also what he learned from a range of other industries, including medical, that he can still bring to the industrial weighing division that he operates and leads today. It's a growing part of our business, and it's really interesting to see how he's dealing with that growth and trying to onboard a new and growing team, building that capability from the ground up. Hey, Eugene.
Hi, Pete. How are you?
Good. How are you going?
Very well, thank you.
How are you finding Brisbane? Like I was just speaking to Jaden, he's up from Newcastle. You're up from Adelaide?
Yes, it's great up here except for the muggy weather.
Yeah, it's a slightly different environment down there, right?
Very different. Much used to the dry heat.
Yeah. Because you hot down there at the moment?
Yeah, we've just got off quite a heat spell for sure. Yeah,
up in the 40s, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Fantastic. You originally Adelaide boy?
Yep. Adelaide born and bred.
Wow.
Yeah, I spent a year living in Perth, but apart from that, yeah, Adelaide boy.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I've been in a few different conversations, even over the last couple of weeks, where Adelaide just keeps coming up. I'm like, it must be the place to be.
It is.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the podcast. It'd be good to kind of catch up and hear your views on a few things. When did you start with SRO? How long have you been with us now?
Coming up to 2 years, a few months away from 2 years now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's flown, hasn't it?
It has absolutely flown. In a good way, of course.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've done a fair bit. I mean, that's effectively taking our kind of static or industrial weighing division from scratch, right? And building it up over that time. So that's quite a journey. How have you found that process kind of coming in and taking something from a relatively kind of nascent kind of position and then starting to get your claws into the marketplace?
Honestly, I absolutely loved it. I love the challenge. It's been great. Like being able to take something from, such an early stage and to grow it and develop it and be such a big part of that development and growth. Really,
you put your stamp on it.
Yeah, exactly. It really resonates with the kind of person I am and what I enjoy. So, it's been a fantastic journey so far, and so far I think we've done really, really well. We've definitely put a big stamp on the South Australian market, and we've seen some really, really good growth.
Yeah, awesome. So tell us a bit about kind of your background. So you said you grew up in Adelaide.
Yes.
And then, tell us the story.
My career started off actually in digital printing. I studied some electronics first and got into digital printing area. I was a technician. Did that for a few years, and then I spent most of my career in the medical technology field. I've had various positions during that time. I was about 15 years in medical technology. During that time, probably the first 8 or 9 years was in being technical, and then moved into some business development roles, national service manager type roles. So thoroughly enjoyed that industry, but it was time to move on and seek some new challenges and something different, and moved into the weighing industry. It was a surprise of how much of that background and knowledge was, you could put into place in different industries. So I could take what I'd learnt, what worked, what didn't work, put it into place, and really take the level of service for me was the key thing, and take that level of service to that next level. Apart from that, family. I'm married. I've got 3 young girls.
Yeah.
So definitely got hands full at home.
That's a common theme here at SRO.
Yes.
Young families are a common
We've
theme.
all got young families,
Yeah.
which is great because
Yeah.
we're all sort of in the same boat, which is really, really good. So apart from that, when I do have some spare time, I enjoy trying to keep fit and doing some home renovating and things like that. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
And so when you're in that medical space, what's an example of the kind of products or things that you were involved with selling?
Yeah, so we specialized in eye diagnostic equipment. So everything from operating microscopes to eye testing equipment.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Isn't it interesting? Because it was how you said that a lot of the experience you had and the things you learnt in those roles translates to kind of the other sectors and industries. Like, people wouldn't think that there's much similarity between microscopes and truck weigh bridges, right? But it's also like, I always love that phrase where people say, ultimately, everything tastes like chicken. Like, it's like kind of saying, like, regardless of whether or not you're a customer in that medical space or you're a customer in the weighing space, ultimately, you're a customer that has a requirement because you're trying to achieve something for your business.
Exactly.
So tell us a bit about how you think about understanding customer need in order that you can focus on kind of servicing what that particular customer is after. How do you get under the hood of what each particular customer is really trying to get?
So for me, customer focus is always been focus for me. It's the most important thing, whether I was a technician or in business development or in leadership, it didn't matter. It was all about the customer. It was all about focusing on their needs. And what is always key is listening to the customer and truly understanding what their requirements are. And you can always offer alternative options and different things from your experience, but listening is key, and offering them a very high level of service, and that's different for every customer, right? Some customers some customers want you there immediately, don't care, just get here, just get it fixed. Other customers have different requirements, so it's really understanding their needs and meeting and exceeding those needs.
Yeah, it's I was talking to Darren earlier around all of the different instrument applications that his team is involved with, and we're talking about how important it is to actually understand what the customer's trying to achieve, because the products and services we provide in that measurement space are effectively a means to an end for the customer. Like they're running their business, and our product and service is providing support to their ultimate outcome. So it's almost like they want to spend time focusing on their business. So we make sure that they're getting what they need from our products and services. So when I imagine that, even though the products and things that you're kind of supplying to each of these customers have some similarities, there are lots of different applications. Like, what are some of the applications that you're involved with at the moment in terms of the customer need? So you've got like quarries, and you've got kind of food services and agriculture and all that sort of stuff. There must be quite a wide spread.
Absolutely.
What are some of the sort of customer base that you're involved with?
Yeah, so you've named a lot of them, and we could go one day, we could be in a quarry, next day we're in a food processing environment. So all the requirements are very, very different. You might be on a mine site and it's high spec PPE type thing. You might be in a food processing plant and you have to completely, scrub up in big boots and hair protective equipment and all that kind of stuff. It's very different environments that we go to, and we just do what we need to do, basically. Yeah, and the whole team are very experienced in that. They've been around a long time. They've been doing it, and even interestingly, but that's one of the things that is familiar. For me, being in medical, I might have to go into a hospital environment or a nursing home or something like that, and it's just about adapting to each of those customers and what their requirements are, and making sure that we meet those requirements.
Yeah, it's interesting to think of like the week in the life of a technician in that space. One day it might be fully covered in coal dust, and then the next day having to fully scrub down into like a medical environment. That's quite a big swing for some of the guys in your team.
Oh, look, absolutely. And some days they're in a super clean environment, might be working on a metal detector in a food processing environment, very clean. Next day they're on a farm, for example, and they might have an in-ground weigh bridge. and they're having to go under that weighbridge to do servicing or to do some fault finding. Whatever the environment is,
Is that part of what your team enjoys about the job, do you think? That variety?
Definitely. Yeah, it's not the scope of equipment we work on is great, and it takes you to all sorts of different environments, and it's very interesting. And one thing that part of my job that I get to go and meet a lot of the customers, I get to understand what they're doing there as well. So it's not just we've got a weighbridge or we've got some scales, or it's this is how we work, this is what we do, this is what we're involved in. And it also gives me an understanding of how important it might just be one weighbridge, but that weighbridge all day long lets the trucks move in and out. And if that's not working, everything else stops.
Yeah, because with some of them, that's how they're making their money, right?
Absolutely.
Like the in and out across that weighbridge is what they're issuing invoices off. So yeah, that it's
and it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars a day just going over that bridge. And it's no different to for a ophthalmologist having a piece of testing equipment and they got patients walking in, to having that weighbridge. It's equally as important. That whole business, that whole whatever that is, it can just stop based on those products. So we have to understand the importance of these products to customers and really get out there and essentially get them up and running as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah. How have you found the process of building your team? Because obviously you're in a growth environment. Like we've got other parts of our business that are relatively mature and stabilized and, have much larger teams. You've been growing your team over the last couple of years. How have you found that process, identifying people, bringing them on board, and building that team environment?
Yeah, very, very lucky to be able to do that. The unfortunate part of the market is we have to have NMI licenses. And there's very limited number of technicians out there that already have the licenses. So, you want to handpick the right people that are going to have that, real customer-centric vibe, but also be able to be technically there, fit the mold that what SRO are really looking for and what our values, and you find the right people that fit within that. And there's not a lot around. So between finding some really, really good people, and I'm very lucky that I have a great team around me. I've got a supervisor, Alec. He's fantastic. He asked me to drop his name, so I did. But
shout out to Alec.
But really, I'm genuinely lucky, and it allows me to get on a plane, fly over to Brisbane, fly to in a couple of weeks I'm in Melbourne. I'll fly around the country, do what I need to do my job, and know that the team, it just functions, it keeps running. And that is super important to have that trust in your team. But we're also looking at bringing through fresh blood, basically. And that is super important in an industry that you need these licenses and experience. And it's bringing in fresh people with also fresh ideas and being able to teach them and develop them and really help them get through and learn the weighing industry, get the licenses they need, and really work their way up. So
definitely, well, I mean, across the board, that's something that is a really big opportunity for us from an SRO perspective, right? Is to find those people that have a good fit with kind of the culture that we're trying to build here, and then add the training to suit, right? If they're missing a piece of the puzzle, then we can add that training, and if they're missing one of the licenses, then we can support them in getting it. I'm really excited about that as a longer term investment to make sure that we're actually building teams that are a good fit for us and our customers. And then, you add the training that's missing, right? Rather than trying to find that externally.
And we've got a good mix of that. The experience, we've got guys with 20 plus years experience in the industry, and they can really, download that information to the younger generation, which is crucial, as well as studying your NMIs to get the licenses that you require. So there's two sides of it. It's getting a license is one part, but that experience is crucial as well. And we've got a really good fit of we can really give the new generation exactly what they need.
Yeah, awesome. So one of the things that we've been building out over the last few years that SRO is abroad. I mean, SRO over the last few decades has been very, very focused on dynamic weighing and belt scales and that sort of thing. And obviously we've expanded that scope to now cover across instrumentation and also kind of the static weighbridge and platform scales and things. One of the things that we're seeing happening, which I think is a good thing, is some real cross-pollination in the capability and skill set, but also resourcing across those teams. So, you and Aidan and Darren working well together, kind of saying, oh, there's a project here in Brisbane. It's actually a static job. We need to go and do a weighbridge, but actually we're going to get this dynamic or this instro to come and be the second pair of hands so we can get some cross-training there. How have you found that experience working with your colleagues at the management level to kind of get a good mix of capability across that broader team?
Yeah, look, honestly, it's a breath of fresh air for me because our capabilities are quite vast, but they all tie in with each other. So a lot of the sites, like exactly what you said, that we can give each other the leads. But on top of that, we've got customers that require all of our services. They may have a weighbridge and scales, but they've also got instrumentation. They've got dynamic. They've got belt scales. So we can actually all work together and deliver multiple services to the customers. And for the customer, that's crucial as well because they have one point of call, and we can deliver so many services.
And more efficient too, I guess, because you send out two guys and they can cover across a range of instruments.
Exactly.
And they're not just having to get those two guys to that and then mobilize a whole new team for the next thing. So, and I'd also hope, I guess, similar to the question I asked earlier about kind of what is of value to the team, for the guys in the team being able to be exposed to a wider set must be quite interesting and encouraging as well, right? So like when you take on a job and you're a technician focusing on this particular slice of the instrumentation pie, you're then like, well, actually, I also get a chance to think about other things across the board on these sites because I might get exposed to a project that's outside the scope of the team that I'm particularly in. So that's also good for their career development, I imagine.
Absolutely. And we're lucky that we have technicians that they want to learn more, they want to do more, and it gives them that capability of they may be on site and something else has gone wrong, and it might just be that they can pick up the phone and go, hey, we've got this and this has happened, can you help me over the phone? Yep, and we get the customer up and running immediately. And it's, for the customer, that's crucial. As I said before, how important some of our equipment is to the industries. Customers are going to be completely down. They're not going to make any money, and it's not just making, they're losing money every minute that our products are not working. So, to have the expertise across the business that we can fix such a vast variety of equipment, it's great for customers.
Awesome. So to wrap up, we're just still at the beginning of 2025. What are you looking forward to in 2025, next 12 months?
Well, for me, it's all about growth. Yeah, I want to expand into other states. I want to continue to grow the team, and crucial part of that is to continue that high level of service that we're providing to our customers currently. I want to continue that moving forward, and really, I'll be very close to that and make sure we're hiring the right people and we're keeping that really high level of service to the customer.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, let's catch up in 12 months and we can reflect on where we got to at that point.
Look forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Eugene.
Thanks, Pete.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Really hope you enjoyed that episode. It wouldn't have been possible without your support of our pilot series. If you missed any of that, check it out on your favorite podcast platform or visit our website at www.srotechnology.com. And remember, keep measuring up.